What's that song that?
hey.
What's the song that start?
Huh? Is that Lloyd Banks? Kid.
Is it? No, I
No,
think you're thinking about Pump It Up.
no, that ain't Pump It Up. That Pump
Start.
It Up is Joe Budden.
Oh,
Pump it up. Do 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 do.
get the pen, get the pen, get the pen, get the pen, get the pen. I don't know what that man was saying. It went off though. Start, start.
Hello,
Ooh,
hello.
girl, that voice sound hot. Your mic is
Y'all don't
hot.
know how to act. The mic is hot. The mic is hot.
Black is hot. The black is hot. Hot, hot. Okay. I'm sorry.
Ooh, hello, y'all. We are back like we what? Never
Never
left.
left.
Mm. we got some giggles on us, honey, because today is a very special kind of day, and everybody needs to learn how to giggle. We need a lot of grace, so we gonna giggle.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
just gonna say it
By the
real,
time
real
this come out,
slow.
it's gonna be old news. But
True, true. It's gonna be old
yeah.
news. We have found out who is running thy country for the next 4 years, and well, you
Well, Jesus is
know,
still king. So, period.
hello, huh? Cause who runs my life? Jesus,
God.
Mm. The Alpha and Omega, the author and the finisher of my story. Oh, girl, I look like I got three lips when I did that.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't ever do that again.
That's
Mm-mm.
gonna be a horrible steel shot if it happens.
Oh, you better hope it don't catch that. It's like, thumbnail. This is what we're gonna use. Like,
Thumbnail. That part. That part. That
she's. Mm.
Ooh. All right. Well, now that we've got the giggles, y'all, I don't know how to act. I got my mic in my phone. I mean, my mic in my hand. That sound like a old LL Cool J rap
But
on it.
I came through with the mic in my hand.
Oh,
You go
mystical.
put your be cool.
Mm.
Keep stepping. That song go off. Okay, well nobody say Mystical was rapping his butt off.
He was, honey. We are on a hip hop karaoke spree right now. I don't know what
Girl,
is going
look,
on,
I don't
but
know
don't get
no
us started.
words.
Don't get us started on our Christian trap, baby. Because all I'm gonna say is this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do it, and I hope we don't get in trouble. I don't think we don't get in trouble. Y'all better go check out Jackie Hill Perry.
Y'all know we love us some Jackie Hill Perry. Practice go off. I know album
Practice.
go off. It go off. Okay.
Come
I'm not
on.
gonna say nothing else because I don't know if we get in trouble for it, but it's so good. So good, so good, so good, so
It
good, so
is. It is. You know, and I like the way you did that in the mic. Very demure.
good.
Very
Or how Miss Glorilla says it. Very demure, very
right. Very
cute.
demure. Very, very
Mm.
cool. Mhm.
Girl, she knows she country boy. I said, baby, there ain't no
Country
getting
in the
that
best
out of it.
way.
No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
Okay, so y'all. All right. Man, you know what? I feel like I introduced a lot of stuff. Alicia, you take it away. You tell the people what we're talking about on today.
Well, you introduced because that's what you good at. I,
Okay. You got to know your strengths and your weaknesses. You got to know.
Because I'm
And
gonna
you
say,
got
hey, this is what we're talking about.
you can do that too. You can do that too. Um, okay.
Oh, okay, I will
So
introduce it because I did want to
yes,
say.
no, come on,
Okay,
come on. Let me get comfortable.
okay. So what we're talking about today is church hurt. Okay,
Mm,
church hurt. I'm sure you already see it in the title and everything, but church hurt. And the
mhm.
funny thing is, we did record an episode before, but we scrapped it because we was like, I don't know about this. And it's just kind of the way we were like kind of not talking, but like I don't know, it was just it didn't sit right with our souls. So we said, you know what, girl, we're gonna 86 it. So then we were kind of playing around with some ideas, and then the idea of church hurt came back up. Like, okay, well, should we do it? I was like, I don't know, girl, I don't know. And then I think we got off the phone, and like right after that, Dee Dee sent me not a clip, but a video of again Jackie Hill Perry um, on a episode of a podcast called Shaping the Culture, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put
Oh
his
yeah,
information down. I don't remember the young man's name. I think he's a
I'm gonna
pastor.
find it.
Yes, I can't think of it. If I find it on here somewhere, and then I'll tell y'all. But um yes, so they actually had an episode called Church Hurt, or What is Church Hurt, or something like that. And so I'm like, is this confirmation? And she was like, maybe, yeah.
Oh, that's
So yeah, of
right.
course,
Yeah, I'm like, we gonna have to take it to the Lord. But yeah, I see.
yeah. So that's what happened. So that's why we are circling back and revisiting this conversation, because it's a conversation that needs to be had from different aspects and different angles. Um, because if y'all will, I mean, I don't know if we can link it in the description, but I mean, this was kind of like the confirm that episode that I'm talking about, the shaping the culture. That was kind of a like I said, a confirmation for us to do this episode. So maybe I'll try to link it down there, just to give you a shout out. Um,
Yeah, I think we can
but
find the actual like YouTube, like the actual
channel,
YouTube episode. Yeah,
yeah,
YouTube
yeah, yeah, yeah.
channel and episode, and then the audio. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was I did watch it. I watched it from start to finish. And it was such a good conversation. But I mean, I I'm sorry, I am a Jackie Hill Perry fan. Like everything, most of what at least what I've seen is just great. It's always a great conversation. It's always very
Mhm.
insightful. And so like they did talk about different things from or church hurt from an aspect I hadn't even considered. I'm just like, yo, you talking. Yeah, both of y'all
Hmm.
talking.
That
But
part.
yeah, so that's what we're talking about today.
Sorry. Well, I think you did a great job. You can
Thank you.
introduce because ooh, excuse me, y'all. Ooh, see, look, the
You some
Lord, the
water?
Lord led you. I am gonna give me some water, honey. The Lord said, "No, let her speak. Let her speak."
Cause she got a frog in the throat.
Oh, in the throat. Oh my God. Mm. Hmm. I got to be like them comedians that like take a sip of water before they go in. So,
Hmm.
okay, no,
Hmm.
that was awesome, boo. Yeah, you're right. I feel like, yeah, but the first one, we just wanted to be as authentic as we can.
My bad
So,
if you heard that.
oh, I didn't hear anything.
Uh, oh, okay, my bad. Okay, so I'm sorry, real quick. I did find it. It is called Shaping the Culture, but it doesn't mention the gentleman's name. Ebenezer. Ebenezer?
Oh,
Ebenezer.
that is
I'm
a
thinking
different
he's a
kind of name.
pastor. Yeah, I'm thinking he's a pastor, but
I know who you're talking
he
about. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay.
yeah, he's the host. Ebenezer, I don't know where it breaks up at. I'm sorry, but I think his name's Ebenezer, and he hosts the Shaping the Culture podcast. So that's what that was. That's what that was. So sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Awesome. Shout out. Ooh, okay. So, dang, I should have introduced it because I was gonna be like, all right, now you tell us about your church hurt. I guess it's only right that it bounced back to me, huh? So how we gonna do
Yeah.
this? We're thinking of basically just telling our specific experience with church hurt, I guess you could call it.
Specific
Because we just
enough
really
because we
can't.
don't want to go into
Right.
super duper deep details.
Exactly, exactly. And also like we can't really speak on church hurt as a whole. We can only speak on it as how we experienced it personally. Um
Hmm.
hmm. I would say so okay,
So
definitely grew up
let
in
me
the
ask you
church.
this: what
Yes,
is
yes ma'am. Let's go.
what is church hurt for you?
Mm, very insightful. Uh
It don't happen often, so take it with a grain of
lies,
salt.
lies you tell. Lies you tell. Uh ooh, that's a great question. I believe Hmm. Church hurt to me. That's like such a great question because it's like you don't really get asked that a lot. But I would say
Mhm.
church hurt to me is feeling rejected by like a different type of family. So like you
Mm,
have your family that you're born into, but then when you come to church, excuse me, you start to build a community. You start to
mm,
get close, to the pastor, the first lady. You have your friends there, you grew up there. So it's like when someone in your family, like your mom, brother, sister, cuts you or says something so hurtful that you look at them like, I would expect that from someone else outside of here, but
mhm.
you would do that to me.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's hard to describe it, but I think it's like a different type of like spiritual betrayal, basically.
Okay. Okay.
I would
So I
say.
just wanted to ask that up front. So go ahead, tell your church hurt, and so I can tell my church hurt, and then we come to a consensus.
Okay,
Go ahead.
sounds good.
Sorry.
Sounds good. Well, mine not gonna be. It's weird. It's like mine is. It's really difficult because I didn't even really think I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't until I was an adult that I realized I had even experienced some type of church hurt because
Mm,
uh it's like just growing up in the church, you've always been taught the church is like a hospital in a sense. You got a lot of people. We love the Lord, but we all got issues. So,
mhm,
people may hurt you. People are human. You may hurt somebody, but we come to repent. We come to say, Lord, cleanse me, help me to be better to your flock, to your sheep, and to myself for your glory. So it's like when
mhm,
people would say things, do things, a lot of times I wouldn't even really be bothered by it. Because at the time I didn't know that I even should be offended by it, if that makes sense. Like,
mm,
for instance, if someone was to say, like, if they were to like maybe comment too much on, oh, your skirt too short, or, or girl, why you need, why do you talk like this? Why do you do that? Why do you do this? I'm a jokey person, so I would just always laugh it off. And it wasn't
mhm,
until I started maturing, getting older, where I'm like, that's actually not okay.
mm.
I feel like you're breaking boundaries. I feel like I should have boundaries up.
Yeah.
Or I guess the best way to explain it, a lot of times, even in your family, you have people where they forget that you're not that 13-year-old. You're not that 10-year-old anymore. Like, you a whole adult person now. So it's like,
Mhm.
ooh, kind of come to me with a little bit more respect, please and thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So
but
it sounds
I
like
was
yours was more so. I'm sorry, I cut you off. My bad. Go ahead.
no, no, no. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So it sounds like yours is more like what people within the church had to say or how they said
Yeah.
it.
So yes, and I'll be a little bit more specific, just because, like, without dishonoring anyone's name.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I would say in the church that I grew up in, I was blessed because, like, everybody in that church had my front, back, side. Like, we grew up we had a main sanctuary, and then we had a children's church.
Mhm.
But you kind of, as you were a teenager, you would age out of the children's church by the time you were like 18. But it
Yeah.
was a separate building, and our mentor at the time, and our pastor, and our preacher at the time, they did such a good job, because there was two guys. They did such a great job of making sure we kind of had our own community, and
Mm,
teaching us, like, and being very real, like, not just, oh, praise the Lord and say your prayer. It was like, hey, y'all in high school, y'all about to go to college, y'all about to deal with all type of stuff. I'm gonna
mhm.
prepare you for the world that you about to walk into, because it's gonna look real
Mhm.
different when you walk outside of here and your mom ain't there no more, and no one can tell you what to do now. So they prepped us for
Right.
that. So I would say it was very supportive, and we were like a family. We loved on each other. The disconnect was usually main sanctuary. When you go over
Okay.
there and you
With the
have
older
those,
people?
yeah, with the older people, they kind of set in their ways, and not even the congregation so much. Sometimes in leadership, you know what I mean? Like, they stuck in their
Gotcha.
ways, and you have this freshness trying to come in, but they don't allow it because they want to do church the way that they're used to,
Yeah.
versus like, hey, the world is changing, and we're in the world, we're not of the world.
Mhm.
However, you have to be connected to what's happening.
Yeah.
And so I just like, kind of get to it. I was there was a it was a Our church had offered scholarships basically. So like, when you were a senior in high school, or yeah, senior, I believe, you could write an essay just like you would for any other college scholarship, and
Mhm.
they read it. The boards and stuff would go over it, and usually they would award you, because they were very, very supportive in making sure the children of the church, even people, even other kids in the community, could get to college. Like, if you
Mhm.
want to go to school, we're trying to help you get there. So I think it was like 1,000 for a year. So I wrote my essay, and the essay that I wrote was about basically how I had to learn that God will keep you. And because I was like 16, 17, I had went through, I wasn't clinically, um like I wasn't clinically diagnosed, but had all the symptoms of uh chronic depression. And
Mhm.
so that kind of led to like thoughts of unaliving. I know we got to be careful with the words we
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So, thoughts of unaliving, attempts of unaliving.
Mhm.
And I was in such a dark place that I'd never been before. Now,
Yeah.
of course, 17-year-old me doesn't understand this is what it's like when the devil is trying to grip you up real good.
Oh, yeah.
And what I was
Put you
taught in
in a
church was
chokehold.
exactly get you in a chokehold. But being in the children's church, the youth church, that's what they were teaching us. Like, there's about to be attacks on you because you chose God at a very young age.
Yeah.
Here's how you got to learn how to fight back. So
Mhm.
devil was having his way with me mentally for a while, and then God sent family and people to help and just kind of pulled me out that thing. And he basically, there was a covenant that the Lord made with me on that day, and I'll share it real quick, because I usually don't. But the covenant was, because I felt like I was just tired of living, and I was like, I don't get it, everybody else get to lead this earth, why you can't choose me? And the Lord basically said, and I'm trying not to cry when I talk about it, okay, but
Oh,
the
Lord.
Lord basically said, you know if you do not, no, not even if, do not attempt to take what I gave you, and I will
Mm.
give you joy to get through everything you go through in life. There'll never be a low point where you can't get joy, but you cannot take what I gave you.
It ain't yours to take.
It
Mhm.
ain't yours to take, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, and so I was just like, because I was like, all right, Lord, whatever. I was rebellion at that point. I was just like,
You
I'm
gonna try to
irritated
do
because I don't.
this?
Man, I was
Okay,
real
fine.
bold. Yeah, but it was because, when you get to that, the point of like saying it, because
Yeah.
that's a different episode. Because I would love to say that I didn't have those thoughts again. It came up a couple of years later, and this young woman on here on this podcast, that's a whole different story too. She actually helped me one time, didn't even know when I was the last time I had went through that in my 20s. But anywho, but that was part of what God was. I know. She don't even know. She don't even know. But
Y'all,
it
I
was
don't remember anything ever. My
we were in
memory been
college, and
shot.
she was awesome. But like, that's what God was showing me too. It's like, whenever you hit a low spot, there, like I always say, my granny always says, there, God always sends you a ram in a bush. There will be people that will help you out. But like,
Mhm.
understand, I gave you a gift, don't take it.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't for me. So basically, um to kind of like tie it all in, I was trying to show this is what God did for me, and God gave me that covenant. He gave me that promise, and he was like, this is what it's going to be. And I said, okay, Lord. Like, at first, when I was just like, I was upset because I'm like, I don't get it. Why do you keep me here? And the Lord started showing me, this is why I'm keeping you here. Now, I don't have to,
Mm.
but I need you to see this, how much I love you. Can you get on board? And
Mm.
so in the essay, I was basically just discussing the journey from hitting rock bottom to God picking me up and carrying me. And then I'm looking back and I'm like, I went through that? Blurry.
Mm,
It seems blurry
mhm.
because
Yeah.
God was like, you can't walk this. I got it. I'll carry you. But don't let go. Ooh,
Mhm.
thank you, Holy Spirit. That's what He's telling me now. Don't let go. So,
Don't let go, you're gonna hit that flow real hard.
okay, okay, don't you do it. Now I got to come swoop back in. You making me do too much. So,
Carry your weight. Dang
right,
it.
pick up your cross.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So basically, I had turned that in, and there was some opposition, like I said, from leadership, and there were people connected to the youth church who was also on the leadership, and they were fighting pretty much like the leadership was kind of fighting within itself, not
Mhm.
like fist fighting, but just being
I
like,
mean, yeah.
right, just like, are you see, like, how do you deny this when you have these young people bearing their hearts? There should
Yeah.
be this, there should be no, like,
Yeah.
this is a perfect example of how they are prepared to walk into that type of environment or going away from home. So yeah,
Mhm.
like, let's do it. Like, what's the hold up? And so part of us kind of fighting for me to get that scholarship, uh leadership at the time wanted my mom and I to come into the office and talk to them about why did I write it, because they were concerned and wondering if mentally if I was okay to leave home, because it's like, well, are you still dealing with that? And so I just had to
Mhm.
explain, like, well, no, it was is me showing this is how God turned it around.
Yeah.
And so it was difficult in the point that, like, yeah, you had to learn how to fight for yourself and speak up for yourself, but then I also had a whole army of people that was doing that for me. But the
Mhm.
hurt part was more so, because in high school I was doing really well, and then I kind of hit a low point, and then I had to bring myself back up again as far as grades. Like, I
Yeah.
was honor roll student, and then I was just, I don't, like, going through the depression, mentally tweaked out, and so
Mhm.
in grades showed it, so I had to fight my way back up to get out.
Yeah.
um and so the church hurt part from that was feeling like I had an army around me, and I would never ever ever, like, deny that. But then you
Mhm.
also had people who I felt was in my corner, always encouraging me. But then when I wasn't getting the accolades I used to get, and they weren't hearing all the accomplishments I was having. It started to turn into doubt, like, oh, no, she's not ready. Oh, poor baby. Oh, baby, you
Mhm.
you need to go, you need to go get some help. And it's like, yeah. Did you not read? First of all, y'all didn't read, what I
Mhm.
wrote, but it's like it was one of those things where I really still don't think it was intentional. But it feels like double hurt because I'm already fighting my own doubt. Because
Mhm.
I can't believe that I've hit rock bottom like this.
Mhm.
So you got people pushing for you and pulling for you, but then you trying to push and pull yourself. But then you seeing these people who was your cheerleader before, and now they like, oh no, that baby ain't ready. She don't need to go, and trying to stop you or block you from moving forward.
Yeah.
So I would just say, like, yeah, that was like, it wasn't like a scandal or, oh, people talked about me behind my back. It was just my first time as a young adult understanding sometimes people switch with the times.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so I had to learn how to understand who's your core people, who's the people who gonna rah rah for you when they hear stuff, and who are the people who got you when you low and when you high.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, and I just just to sum that up, what helped me get through that was learning how to forgive, learning how to let
Mhm.
that go, because there were a couple of years where I felt like, okay, I'm gonna go hard and I'm gonna show them y'all was wrong about me, and God had to teach me vengeance is mine. And if you
Mhm.
start doing that to prove it to them, you're actually no better than them. You do it for me. You don't do it for man.
Mhm.
So
You got an audience of
yeah,
one.
hello, that part,
Yeah.
that part. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would say that was basically it, and it was a like I said, it's an interesting thing because it's not like your typical church hurt. Because, like I said, I wasn't still by myself. I still had people that was like, "No, we got you." But it was
Mm,
just understanding. I think it was like one of those things where the rose glasses come off, and you were like, "Oh,
yeah, yeah. Like,
mm,
oh, oh, this sucks out here.
like
Yeah.
everybody don't mean what they say and say what they mean."
Mm-mm. No.
Okay.
As you get older, especially in the church, like it's certain things, or growing up in the church, it's like it's certain things that you realize as an adult or as an older teenager. It's just like, oh, y'all, uh, okay, y'all
Yeah,
not as sanctified as I thought y'all was. Okay.
that
So I
part.
think that's probably what for you. That's what that was. Me, on the
Yeah,
other hand, I'm a because I don't want this episode to go super long, but if
and I'm
we
sorry.
might end
Yeah,
up.
I took up a lot of time
No,
explaining a whole bunch of extraness.
no, we may do a part two. I'm not sure. We'll see. Um, but for me, it was again growing up in church and not really understanding seeing things in church because I went to the same church for gosh 26 years, 27 years. And then before I went away to college and moved out and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
But growing up and seeing certain things, or as a child seeing certain things, and then growing up and seeing those same things, I was like, wait, two plus two ain't four in this situation. What's happening? Whether it be
Mm,
finances or just like you said, leadership or different things like that. It just didn't sit right with me. Even to this day, it's some things don't sit right with me, and I'm just like, okay. And honestly, it took me some time. I took some time off. Like I was in church for 20 some years, and then once me and my husband left Chicago in 2014, I think. I
I
didn't go
believe
to
so. I
church
think that was yeah.
until yeah, I hadn't went to any church until we got here to Arkansas, and that was maybe about 9, 10 years later, almost, and or between 8 and 10 years later. And so, because I'm just like, I even took a hiatus from Christianity because I'm just like, well, hold on now, something don't sound right. Let me look at all this other stuff because I don't understand. And it's like I like in hindsight, it's like, okay, was I'm trying not to just regurgitate what I heard, but it was such a good point. It's like, okay, the people of the church is not equivalent to the body of God.
Oh
And
no,
that's
you
that's
can't
me.
skip over that.
That's me. I said that. I said that. I said that. I said that.
Ooh, no, you
Um
can't skip over that. Ooh, you continue, but you have to dig into that. You can't just skip over that one.
but yeah, it's like the people are people. Man is man. Man, where there is
Mhm.
man, there is sin. It's not gonna be anything different.
Yeah.
So for me to say, oh, bump all that, like all y'all is full of it, cap, like whatever. I don't know what y'all talking about. And that's like me saying, okay, girl, well, I don't like. That's me standing against God, the body of God. And it's just okay. Well, why wouldn't you like? It's again, it's points I've heard over the years. Church hurt is like a very general term. Like it's just very general. Like because it's the easiest thing to do. Like, oh, church hurt. What happened? Well, they hurt me. They hurt my feelings. They wouldn't let me sing in the choir, or they
Oh, come
took too
on.
much of
Oh,
my
dig
tithes, or
dig into it.
like it's like church. You can be hurt by anybody, and it's not even a church. It's not. um Taking a point. Uh, it's not even like when somebody hurts you in a uh, non-spiritual sense or like a secular
Mhm.
sense. I can't think of the other word, but like if Jonathan over here
Mhm.
hurt my feelings. Oh, he hurt my feelings, or she hurt my feelings. That girl right there, she did da 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 da. Da. And it's like, well, y'all
Mhm.
don't say that the world hurt you. You're not
Right.
world hurt. You're just, you don't mess with that person over there because that person messed you up.
Come
And but
on.
in
Get to
on
it.
the other side, with church, it's like, okay, well, church hurt. Like, okay, I don't even. No, I'm good. I'm not about to go to this other church because this other church mess like it. No, it don't really mess with me. Like, I mean, they mess me up a little bit, and it's like, well, girl, well, you can't really say that. You can't really say that. Um, oh, I'm done with church because I had this experience in this particular church.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of, I don't know the scriptures or anything like that, but I feel like it was,
Imma go find it.
girl, I don't know. I don't remember, somebody in the Bible. I don't remember. But there's always somebody in the Bible. But
I'm like, I
I
think,
mean,
yeah.
but it's just a matter of not taking and carrying that hurt with you all the way through life, because it's like, okay, well,
Oh, yeah.
you're hurt, like your feelings are hurt, and it's okay, well, if you got a problem, take it up with God. Okay. And then
Mhm.
it's like, okay, well, what happens? Like, yeah, well, somewhere in the Bible it says to pull your brother aside and be like, hey girl, what you did wasn't cool.
Oh, that's Matthew. I feel like that's gotta be Matthew 6.
Don't
Imma
get me
double
lying,
check.
because I don't know. Okay.
Um,
She the
I'm
fact
'cause
checker.
yes, that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
because
Um,
girl, because I don't
but I
know. I
believe
don't know if it's
it's
like that.
because it's about yes, you do. She know more than she say she do. It's about offense, and it's like if you I'm paraphrasing, y'all, paraphrasing. But like if you have an offense with your brother, like the Lord does not want you to come and sacrifice at the altar, put it
Mm-hmm.
down. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're bringing a sacrifice to the altar, whatever that sacrifice may be, put that down. If you
Yeah.
have an issue with your brother and you go and try to reconcile with your brother in Christ,
Mm,
sister in Christ, people, right? The church, his sheep. It doesn't have
yeah.
to actually be like actual brother, but you got an issue with somebody, you try to go handle it and try to handle it with just you two. If that can't work, then you bring a mediator in. If that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work, then you want to try to handle it as smoothly as you can so that it doesn't get to a level where legalisms have to get involved, authorities have to get involved, and then they gonna tell y'all how you gonna fix it. But
Yeah.
before you like, don't come bring me a sacrifice if you know that there is an offense that needs to be reconciled with your brother or sister in Christ.
Yeah. I
Hold on,
think
I'm,
it's
I'm gonna find it.
I think it's a I don't say a testament, but it's just kind of like, we have to fix ourselves. Like, we have to fix the body of God or Christ within ourselves. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I we have to be cool. Like, it's that, I mean, that's a part of Christianity. Forgiveness, reconciliation, whatever it is that you want to call it or refer to it as, it's it's all a part of what being a Christian is. And
Yep.
so to have church hurt and still call yourself a Christian is kind of like, I don't know. I'm not really sure about that. It's tough. It definitely is tough, because I mean, I'm still working on it. I still have to have those conversations. I tried to have the conversation once. I tried to have the conversation in a way, and I got so pissed off. Like, and it was with leadership. I got so mad. I could, like, when I get
Mm.
upset, I cry. Don't think I'm a punk now. I'm look. I'm pissed, and I'm. That's when the tears start flowing. I'm like, okay, you got it. You got it. Uh-oh. Can't hear you.
Oh no.
There we go.
Oh, look, the devil is a liar. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Lord.
I'm sorry. Say your last thing. I mean, say the thing that I might have missed it when you were talking about how you were upset because you were trying to bring it to leadership and they
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much
I
rejected.
was yeah, I was bringing it to leadership because my problem was with leadership, and it
Okay.
was affecting someone close to me. And it was
Mm.
basically like, well, yeah, no, no, I don't think that's right. I no, I mean, your solution is not that's not going to work because that person could end up being in more of a crap hole than she is now.
Wow.
Is you
Yeah, that's tough.
serious? Like, what?
That's
And so,
tough.
like, and that's me as an adult after I left, and it's like I still have to deal with that internally because it's just like, yo, this is crazy work. Like this, y'all, huh? And
Yeah.
so, like, I have to think about that and deal with that in the best way I know how within myself in my closet with God because on the outside I'm cussing everybody out. I'm cussing everybody out. That's
Because
just what
we
it
those
is.
are real human feelings. Like the
Yeah,
Lord, you got to bring that
respectfully.
to Him. Yep.
Yeah, but um girl, it's just it's a thing. It's a it I hate that we can't keep on going. What time is it? I think that we all think that we should break it into a part two.
I know that we gonna have to have a part two because baby, I got questions.
Oh
But
yeah,
wait,
yeah, 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 yeah.
before we do, hold on. Y'all, I
Before we
know I
hit
just
40.
had it. Okay, gotcha. I was looking for the exact when we were talking about the Bible verse about
Yes. The
reconciliation.
brothers. Hmm.
Yeah, it's in Matthew. I just have to make sure. I'll so here's what it'll be. Sorry, y'all. I will for sure to make sure I'm not quoting anything wrong. It will be in part two, where I'll have the exact chapter. Because I feel like I'm looking at it too quick, but the exact chapter and the exact verse where it talks about it. But yeah, I we
Hmm.
definitely gonna have to have a part two because yeah, it's questions. It's yes, and I think the one question
Hmm.
we will say as we're leading into it, or I'll ask is like how do you handle that when you're trying to approach you're trying to solve the hurt that you have within the church and the answer is actually bringing more pain to you or someone that you love. And I because I think that's what you're like going into. It's like, now how am I supposed to how are we supposed to get through this? And the answers just keep
Yeah.
bringing more confusion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All I know is Jesus and prayer. Lord, you know, I'm trying. Look, I'm delivered. I still got these human tendencies. Okay, I'm still an adolescent in the body. All
Help
right, amen.
me. And you know what? I
Help
would say
me.
too, I think something
Sorry.
else real fast. I also think that like throughout that time, anyone who's experiencing any type of church hurt, quote unquote, or someone that's hurt you in the church, a spiritual
Mhm.
leader, whatever it may be, or
Yeah.
just like a spiritual betrayal of sorts. Um, this is gonna really suck when I say it, but sometimes you also have to think before you be too and this is like if it's not a super abusive type of thing, because that's a different road if you were like, taken advantage of on a different level. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. We'll leave it there.
if talking about the kind of hurt that we experience where it's like a lot of misunderstanding or a lot of like you're being turned away instead of
Miscommunications. Yeah.
exactly miscommunications, no clarity. Just remember that before you start thinking, you know what, this is why I'm not dealing with y'all because y'all do too much. There was someone who you caused that same confusion for. How did they handle you?
Ooh. Now that's a question. How did they handle you? But that's also gonna also that begs the question. Okay, what type of person are they? Are they in or out of the body of God?
Baby, you talking about a part three now.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up here so we don't keep on running y'all long. But y'all make sure y'all what's it called tune in next. Ooh, my nails. Tune in next week
Yes, yes, please.
for all the things Spotify, YouTube podcast, Apple Podcast, all the things. Hit us up
I
on
heart.
Instagram. I
Yep.
heart, yup. Hit us up on
Tune.
Instagram, Facebook. Who?
Mhm. Was it Apple? Oh, you said the Apple already. Isn't it Amazon Music too?
Amazon Music. Yep, we there too. Hmm.
Mhm.
All the
Mhm.
things. I'll let you have the last word.
And do not forget, if you're tuning in on YouTube, because you can do it on YouTube podcast as well. Please,
Yep.
y'all, we love y'all so much. And we do. We try to connect with you all in the comments. Like, subscribe, and comment and heart. Okay. Click that bell. Okay. Because that would be
Hmm.
very demure and very appreciated. Thank
Very cute
you.
of you to do.
Very cool. Very cool.
Amen.
Oh, we love y'all. And look out for part two.
Maybe part three. We'll see.
Oh, part three. Ugh.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.